Good afternoon, traders. It's Bill Baruch with Blue Line Futures, and it's your daily midday market minute. Markets are on pause for earnings here after the bell, but before I get to it, if you're watching this on YouTube, please click the link below and subscribe. Like and subscribe. And if you're watching from our website, there's also a link below to direct you to YouTube, and you can subscribe that way. We'd love you to follow us. We'd love you to help us build our following. Yes, we have markets just kind of sitting tight here right now. The S&P just up a point or two, making new later session highs at the moment. The Nasdaq still down a couple of points. New York Stock Exchange on the open had a couple of issues. We saw a little bit of volatility, but I think the volatility is just more about the environment we're currently in and less about what happened at the New York Stock Exchange. When you take a step back here, some of the data this morning, you got the flash PMIs from the U.S., both manufacturing and services contracted, but came in better than expected. Still, the U.S. dollar index is not able to get a bid, and the euro has just made, it's already hanging right near local session highs. Ultimately, though, we look at flash PMIs from Europe. I highlighted on the Morning Express this morning. The Eurozone overall reads did beat expectations, despite not really anything to write home about. However, the French services contracted more than expected, and the German manufacturing contracted more than expected. Germany is, a manufacturing concentrated economy, where France is a services concentrated economy. So you look at this. It really wasn't a really great piece of data, but overall, the headlines may have been a little better than expected. Still, the dollar's not able to get much of a bid. I think there is quite a bit of value down here in the dollar, but as the dollar stays suppressed, you're going to get a risk-on move, and we've seen that. Just a lot of volatility overall through the last several sessions, but overall, the S&P, Nasdaq remaining bid. The Dow is the only one positive, playing a little bit of catch-up here today. We looked at Microsoft earnings after the bell, as well as Texas Instruments. I named in the Morning Express a number of stocks that did release earnings before the bell, and they all were lower. Really, almost all of them were lower. Some of them have come back a little bit here through the middle of the session, but it's all about Microsoft and what kind of tone are they going to set for the those big behemoth tech names. As we move on, crude oil has taken a turn lower here as inventory data is going to be eyed here after the bell and through tomorrow. It's really, there's definitely some stories out there right now, but I'm going to tell you what it is. $82 to $83 has been a big technical headwind for crude oil. It's now taking out $80. Then we look across the other commodity space. Some of the ags, they're trading well into positive territory. Corn, wheat, though beans are down. But so crude lower right now. And then you got the metals. Metals are hanging in pretty good, especially the precious metals. Because I think gold, it sold off pretty sharply earlier, but as the dollar came in, gold rebounded. It's back positive, up about $7 in the session. As you look at that, gold just remains very bid right now, setting new highs overnight. Silver, a little bit of a divergence, and that's continued. I've highlighted that. Silver trading a little bit more industrial. Copper struggling to extend gains. It's had a wonderful run over the past month, let's say, but it's become a little exhausted. You're seeing silver become a little tethered to that, less so than gold, and then platinum remaining bid a bit. But I think there's an interesting dynamic here. Watch closely what this U.S. dollar does in the coming sessions. What the bond market does, because obviously the bonds up a whole point here today, and that's helping gold too. But we'll get some answers here with the dollar in the coming sessions. But for now, the focus will be earnings, and our team is here to help, so don't hesitate to reach out, 312-278-0500. Remember, futures trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors.